Hello everyone, how's everyone doing? So today I am wanting to go ahead and add a few more things in here, and I did make an order and I did go ahead and receive that today. So I'm pretty excited to open this and see these little cuttings that I do have and showing you guys what I will be sticking in my terrarium. So let me get this opened up. Okay, ooh, some stickers I think that fell out, so let me. So this is the place. It's not a sticker, it's just a card. So this is the place that I did order from. If you can see that, I'm not sure. It is the Sunshine State Foliage. Foliage. I always say that wrong. It's foliage. Let's see. Oh, cool. And they come in these little containers, which is really neat. So I have some containers here, and then they have the names. And there is one plant in here that I have been wanting for a very long time, and I finally got it. I remember wanting this plant since I first started collecting plants. So yeah, a couple years. I remember looking around and I wanted it, but I couldn't get it because I didn't have a terrarium to keep it in. And I was afraid that it was just going to die. And so I didn't want to end up wasting money on something I knew I couldn't take care of at the moment. And back then they were even more expensive than, I think they're starting to lower the price just a tad on that plant. So these are the cuttings right here. If you can see those here, some nice cuttings. I feel like those are amazing. Oh yeah. So those are the cuttings I did receive. They're very healthy looking. And then I will tell you the names of those. Let me get the names. So I did get a Markgravia. The Markgravia is a very small one. They have all kinds of Markgravia. Wow, they gave me a longer cutting than what I thought they were going to give me, because I think they gave me 2, which is awesome. Let me see. Is that another one? It's like tangled, and I don't want to harm the cutting, tear off some of the leaves. So there's one little cutting. And then here is the other one, which is a pretty big one. So they gave me 2 of them. So how cool is that? So that's the Markgravia. This one is the Pamela, Ficus Pamela, if I'm saying that correctly. But that is the Ficus Pamela. And they gave me, wow, they gave me with that small cutting, and then they gave me a big cutting of it. How cool. That's awesome. And then I got me a begonia buttercup. So this begonia has some really nice leaves on it. You can see that. I really like the leaves on this begonia, and the flowers are yellow. I'm not sure if that's why they call it the buttercup, but the texture on the leaves as well are really like pillowy texture, which I think is really cute, and I love that texture. So let's go ahead and stick these in. They are very healthy plants, very healthy cuttings, so I'm very excited. And I got a lot more than what I thought, so that's even better. I did have to soak some spag moss because I didn't have any ready. I don't really like to soak a lot of this unless I'm actually going to use it. I tried to before and put it like in a big container, but it got tons of mold and it was just disgusting. So I'm never doing that again. So I just wet up some spag moss here with some rainwater mixed with distilled water, and I'm going to go ahead and get these plants put inside their new home. So if you did watch my terrarium video that I did put together, or the video of me putting together my terrarium, I do show these little guys right here. So these are little, they're called greening pins, and I just got them from Walmart. I really like them because they pin everything in there really easily compared to the rose wire that I was trying to use. The rose wire is nice to be able to wrap the spag moss or like around the roots if you want to do that. Excuse me. Or pretty much that's all it's good for, in my opinion. And then you can use these other ones to just pin everything in. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out where I want to put these cuttings, because since I'm starting to have quite a bit around, I have a lot. I don't know if you can see this other side. Let me see. So I do have a lot on this side already, so I don't think I will put much on that side, especially since I think this one might grow up to that side maybe. And I really don't want to cover these moss pieces so much right now because I want them to grow. So I do have, let me see. I'll get the ficus first. If you can, I don't want to block the light, but I'll get the ficus first. And then I will pin this up. Let me see. Where should I put it? Okay, so I did get this Margravia first. I actually kind of want to look up the ficus and see the lighting as far as that goes. But this little piece of Margravia I'm going to put right here because I think it would look really cute in that area. So this one I feel like I can just pin against the moss and it will root in and it'll do fine that way. And then I could probably just push it behind that little piece of moss, and then eventually I think it will grow in between and then eventually come out somewhere. I think that would be really nice and look really cool. So I'll put that one there first. There are some other Margravia that I do want. Plants are so cool. There's just so many different kinds. So I'm going to grab this other Margravia. It's a bigger piece. Okay, so I have been wanting to put something here because this area does get plenty of moisture with this, and then of course I do spray it down. But then I'm like, oh, I don't know. I do have this little piece, so that's a good thing. And I think putting a piece here would be really good. And then kind of curving it up this way maybe. Let's put it this way. So I'm thinking maybe like this here. Just hold that there. And just put that against the moss. And this one, oh yeah, it's already like, I like these plants because they kind of like stick on their own. I might put, well, maybe I won't need it. I think that one pin should suffice for everything. And then everything should root in as long as there's plenty of moisture and humidity. Let me look up the ficus really quick and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I figured it was kind of like, well, I figured this plant was going to need quite high light. So I was just making sure. I'm thinking I might put it near my high and maybe going along this area. I don't know if you can even put it along like this area right here because I feel like that's gonna do well for it there, since I do have a couple of these cuttings. And I'm so glad they sent me a lot more. I'm definitely rating them a good rating because that's awesome. Let me see. I think this is really, really cool. I think right here would be really neat because I do have some moss there. And then I also have a carnivorous plant that I did put here yesterday. Didn't record that, but I did put that there. I was thinking maybe interweaving right here, since it's got like this curve. You can kind of tell where where they cut it off, it was spreading out in different directions, which I think is also pretty neat. Right here should suffice for me, I think. Let me see, this will be good. And then I'll just weave it out. Like I said, I was going to do, there's some little roots there, and stick it behind. And this will be where I kind of pin it, but I think I want to put some moss around these roots. I guess technically, in a way, I really didn't need too much of this. I forget how much, just a little bit of this moss you need. Like it, when you wet it, you don't need that much from the block. All right. So I will put this one here. Like that. And then I think I'm going to pin it down here too, maybe. And then put it here. I need to angle the pin down more because I didn't make the sides real thick with foam like I did this area. I think that'll work there. And then one more up top. So here. Okay, so I think that one will do well there, especially since it's kind of weaving around the moss. I think that will be great. Now for the buttercup, I'm gonna go ahead and put this one in here as well. I think eventually this one kind of gets big, but oh wow, did they give me two of these cuttings as well? Hold on. Oh wow, yeah, they did. They gave me two buttercup cuttings, which that is awesome, you guys. I was thinking the buttercup here, but I'm afraid because if it gets too big, it's gonna kind of grow out that way. And if I have anything down here, it's gonna block it. I could easily grow it in the substrate down below as well, which is, I'm probably gonna put one down there. Because I want to put the other one that I have here, which I think I mentioned the name already. Let me see. I could put it right here. I think it would look pretty. What I could do is put it there and then kind of just keep it short, so that way it doesn't grow out too much. Right here. I could put it, this side always kind of gets dry, which is kind of scary, but I wouldn't mind putting it right there. Actually, that's what we'll do. Let's put some moss around this guy. And I'll actually put it right here, right below the philodendron Brazil. And I think right there it'll be good, because if it grows out this way, this blue moss fern down here should be okay. And if not, like I said, I can go ahead and just cut off some of the leaves And then for this other one, I think I'm going to put it in the substrate because I feel like it will do well in the substrate. And then I can just cut it down. So I'll put it down here. I don't know if you can see. I will put it here in this little area. Okay. And now water it down with some rainwater. I think it'll do good down here at the bottom, and then it'll kind of grow out, which I would love to see, and then it kind of gives it a hiding place for the isopods as well. That way they feel more comfortable maybe coming out when I do have the cabinet light on, because they don't come out. I know they're in here and alive because I feed them and all the food is gone the next morning, so I know they're in here. I have one Morphycus pumila, so I'm going to go ahead and stick that in here somewhere. And I'm thinking this one can go like right here, or maybe right here, because that looks really cute. I think in between. I think right here in between all this, it might grow well. I think right here, because it should get plenty of light there and do well. Okay, one more. Okay. I think that looks really cute there. I do want to eventually get some more of this moss. It's actually comes in a pretty nice size and different kinds for $12.99 on Amazon, or you can find it on Etsy as well. So I'm thinking about getting some more. Now for the other plant that I've been wanting for a lifetime, it feels like. I like these little containers they sent out. I'm probably going to keep them and use them for props. Please be alive. Please be alive. Because I don't see it. You guys, don't tell me it died. Or did they just cover it? Oh, I think they covered it to try to keep it moist. The moss they use is really cool. So this is the begonia Sarawak. Guys, I've been wanting this plant for so long. I know the Sarawak I think can go for lower light. So what I want to do is put the Sarawak down here at the bottom. I feel like where it's going to be at, the light will hit it perfectly, and I'll just pin it in with some wet spag moss. And I think it should do great. Guys, I'm so excited for it. Let's put you down so you can see. So this is the begonia Sarawak. I tried to get it in the past, but it was too expensive. And I was like, no, I'm not going to pay all that for that begonia right now. I know it'll go down over time. So I've been checking over the past couple years since I've wanted this. It has went down. It did go down to, I got this one for 33, I think it was. So let me put this, I want to pin this in here. Okay. Then I want to get some more moss and put it down here at the bottom for it to rest on. And then the roots are down here at the bottom. So I'm going to put spag moss all around those roots. I'll pin all this here. So like I said, the begonia sarawak has been one that I've wanted for a while now, so it's exciting to finally have this one and have it in this terrarium. Abby, what are you doing? So I think this is going to really be neat to watch grow, and hopefully it does well and stays healthy. Okay, so I am back, and we're back in the living room now, or we're in the living room now. I went ahead and stuck the little tiny leaf inside some damp sphagnum moss. This is pretty much how I always propagate my begonia, so I figure this one's going to be fine that way too. I did read off that it does the same. It kind of, you just put it in. I kind of broke the stem in the back, and then I always place them on the spag moss. Eventually, it should grow some more plants. I'm hoping, because it's just one leaf, so I'm hoping that I will get lucky and get something from this, which I've done only one leaf before in a lot of other begonia, and it's always been good and it's always worked. So if I can get another plant out of this leaf, especially the sarawak, I'll be one stoked mama. So this thing's gross. I'm gonna throw that out. It's kind of like how I was trying to grow my ferox for so long, and that one did take me a while, but I looked under the leaf and I saw that there were growth underneath the ferox. I was like, oh my gosh, there's babies under there. And then I saw a tiny little one coming out the top. So that one finally did something after months. So that does something for sure. Hopefully this one will. So I'm just going to place this one here under this light, and hopefully I will have a new sarawak soon. But while we're here, let's go ahead and take a look at my, I think I need to water these, but these are my Anthurium babies. I have these separated. Technically the lid was supposed to be off because I'm trying to acclimate it to ambient humidity, because I don't want these in the cabinet, but I'm actually thinking about putting one in a cabinet. I can't keep all the babies, so I'm trying to get a couple of them that will grow well for me. And then I do have one inside of my terrarium as well. And then let me see, let me show you these. These are also the babies. Sadly, I can't keep all these, so I'm going to have to just pick and choose which ones I want. Okay, so I did go get my rainwater. So I upgraded and put me another rainwater barrel outside, so I have two now, because I really do love to water my outdoor plants and my pots with rainwater, as well as my indoors. So I finally I got me another one. Hopefully I didn't overpack this with water. I'll just leave the lid kind of slightly open. But I think I'm going to stop the video here, and I'll see you guys in my next one. If you do like my content, feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, y'all.